There's something about you, your voice is all in my head. All in my head, all in my head. I cannot stop thinking about what we did. Oh, what we did. I just need one more night to beat it up. One more night to beat it up. Your body keep calling, calling my name. Just one more night to beat it up. One more night to beat it up. Have our own private party. Finish what we started, girl.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tiffany Tony, and you are here for another episode of Lipstick Tea. Y'all missed it before the cameras came on. We were having some really juicy conversation, and we're actually going to carry that over into the show. But first, I have to introduce my bad bitches. I'm going to start with our newest guest, Shelly Shell. She has a radio show called Let's Talk, right?
Is Let's Talk Radio.
Let's Talk Radio, and she is actually on a show that is produced by Steven, who works with us, who created this show called The Mermaid Purse. Yeah. So I want everybody else to introduce themselves, and then I want you to tell us about that a little bit.
Sure.
So,
hey guys, I'm Miko Rounds.
Cause she go rounds.
Rounds and rounds.
I am D-Ran Anderson.
And I'm Michael.
All right, y'all. So we're just gonna jump right into this, but I want you to get a chance to talk about your show and what you're working on right now so that our fans can follow you and support you and join the movement.
Appreciate that. Well, Mermaid Purse is a very new production. It's gonna be a game show. We're gonna have a lot of fun, involve the community. I'm excited about it. I get to host it, so we're gonna turn up. Yeah, it's gonna be rap. It's gonna turn up. And then Let's Talk Radio is just, it's a media hub for the community to increase visibility for Black lesbians and the Black lesbian experience.
Nice.
So every Thursday we have we highlight somebody different in the community. Every Monday we highlight somebody music, an artist different in the community, and it's just about visibility and support. And we're gonna just keep going, with that theme.
Nice. How long have you been doing it?
Since 2017.
Oh wow.
September.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're a veteran.
I mean, does that make you?
Not quite.
I feel like I sound old.
What does mermaid purse mean?
Mermaid purse is like old slang for a stud.
Okay.
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. If you look at the logo is a stud mermaid holding vagina lips. Can we say vagina?
Of course.
Yeah. So
the whole show is about vagina.
Make you want to lick. Yeah, I didn't even recognize pussy like that without just lips like that. But I feel the logo. I get it. I like it. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Sweet.
So, but if you look it up too, there's also another definition. I'm sorry about that. It's about. Don't worry about it.
No, I want to know.
So,
You can't. How you gonna throw it? Throw it out and then snatch it back.
All right, so we researched it or whatever, and another definition was that you defecate on.
Maybe I don't want to know.
That's what I was saying. Like this, it gets weird.
Keep going.
This is some like dominatrix shit.
You defecate on the vagina, and then the vagina doesn't allow it to go in, and it like.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This is coming like that too. Remember that them 2 girls, 1 cup bullshit?
I never watched it, but yeah. Okay. The bell already.
No, you can talk.
Can't you get an
Been on
infection?
5 minutes and got the bell already.
I'm not doing it, but we're going with the stud term, mermaid purse.
Okay.
No shit, no vagina.
So the bitch bell has never come out as early as it did today, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and work through it. So earlier we were talking about some of you guys had some terrible experiences with people after a breakup that they took the dick back.
Your strap,
like
yeah.
the strap on, like they removed it or destroyed
cut 'em
it.
up,
So what happened? Because you were talking about this, and I want to know like.
I think it's more for the ladies.
Yours is already. It's not. It's just there. It's permanent.
Yeah.
So look, in the lesbian community, we spend a lot of money on these fucking toys and dicks and shit. And I had an ex.
It's not a toy. So
Listen,
I was saying like, my strokes is real. Like it's
listen.
not. Okay.
Listen, the toy I'm talking about. The toy I'm talking about is my little vibrating toy.
Okay.
The other ones is the plastic. It's dick, but it ain't
Plastic.
plastic. It ain't plastic. But my toy, I had it before her. We break up. This bitch had the nerve to like break shit. And I'm like, wait, you know how much all this stuff cost me? Like a dick itself, the harness you spend in one, something, the dick you spend in one. You spend like $300. They want to chop them up and throw them in the dumps. This is my dick. The nigga you was fucking 2-3 years ago, he probably didn't even wash his dick before he came and fucked you after the last girl.
That's my point. They'll they'll give you the dick and then take your harness. So then you like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
It just means they have
the
an
gun with no
emotional
bullets.
attachment to this.
Wait,
But
so
see-
quick question,
No
just
pun
for,
intended.
just for some of us who's not maybe a lesbian.
Right.
Okay, so you need a harness,
Yes.
which is what?
The harness is what you strap
you
on.
wear.
You wear to keep the dick attached.
Got you.
So there's
Okay.
different ones. Some of them, they have the ones that tie around and do extra shit. Now they have like the tomboy like
Boxers,
underwear, like
yeah.
boxes. You pull them on and it's a hole, it's a ring. So you put the dick through the inside this way. And it's a ring on it, and now you can just wear like underwear. It's supposed to have like a little bit of control.
I don't know why I'm actually
But it
surprised.
doesn't. It doesn't have good. The control is whack though. But the control is whack on the boxer ones. Even though I don't like the look of the strap,
Yeah.
the ones that you strap on, those have the better control.
They
and
do.
it's like
When you
the-
say control, what does that mean?
it means my pelvic thrust is accurate. You
Like
feel
the
me?
stability
And it's
and
not
the
moving around
flimsiness.
on you. Like it's
Yeah.
actually where you want it to be, and you're controlling it. Like you
Yeah.
ain't got to keep grabbing it and not stabilize.
I know, right? You get
I
in
want
hot.
to wear one.
Yeah. I mean, can we wear one? I mean,
can't-
because I don't need it, but
You can just put the harness on and slide your dick through.
Not
where the
even
fake
just
one
that.
would
They
go.
have the harnesses for men. They have the harnesses for men to wear that also they're hollow. And like the actual dick is hollow.
That's
and you
an
can put your
extender.
dick, yeah, the
That's a
extender. You
dick
can put your
extender.
dick inside of that.
Really?
What is
So
that?
it's
Yeah.
an extender to give you extra inches.
Yeah, and girth.
If you need it.
And girth.
And girth, yeah.
Yeah, listen, that's the okay. So when it comes to that though, like
What?
when the girls do that, like separating shit, I just feel like honestly, if you feel that strongly about somebody not using another dick on you or on somebody else, have your own dick.
That's
Have
So
your
you're
own
saying you
I'm
should
with
come
that
with your
movement.
briefcase prepared with all your supplies.
I'm with that
and-
movement.
Shades of Grey
This
style.
is what I'm working with.
Yeah, this is what I like.
This is what I like.
Yeah, no, that's
Because
cool.
honestly, when you're going on top of
Yeah.
that, when you're going like when you're going shopping with your girl, or if you're going shopping, because sometimes you're having sex with people and you're just now meeting, or whatever the case is,
Right.
you're not always fucking your girl.
Right.
Like if somebody, so everybody dick size ain't for everybody. This bitch might have a 10-inch big girthy dick. I don't want that inside of me.
So the pleasure,
So
you get to choose. That's the fun of it all.
It
Can I
depends
ask
on
a
how much I
question?
like you too. Like, 'cause if I really like you, I get you that top shelf dick. If I'm not really fucking with you, then
We're gonna go with
Top shelf.
then you're gonna have to come down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Because they got the dicks that is like we got the real like
The real
the
feel.
real feel dicks,
Yeah.
and you got like them little silicone, like little
Yeah.
plastic, like they kind of like
That's like the
rubbery
trainer
dicks.
dick. That's your first dick that you get. It's usually the pink one. That's your trainer dick.
So what you're saying is,
Got
if you like her a lot, then you're gonna give her the gusto. If you're still feeling it out, you go give her that middle grade dick.
You can get little like dicks.
she
can
get the
cost
one for
$30.
$59.99. I already know the prices because I do this. Like I do this.
I wish we could do that.
She
Are
get the
you just
$59.99 dick. That's all
I
you
mean, I
get.
wish that I could be like, I don't know how I'm feeling about you. So,
So I'ma give you that
we gon-
$59.99
all right,
dick.
Lil Mike, we're going to give 50%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that
I'm
has
feeling
happened
you.
to me.
You get 150.
Oh my God.
I've been getting the $59.99 dick.
Hey man, you gotta step your game up. You gotta step your
I'm
game up.
with it.
And mine come in like a little thing, a little case.
What are you guys' dick preference? Like the toy I'm trying to get the colloquialism right.
Right,
okay?
right,
so
right.
what's the preference? What's
For
your guys'
me,
preference?
I actually prefer stimulation. So like
What's
oral
that?
sex with my female partner. I don't really necessarily need a strap on. It's just not really.
So
I mean,
penetration's not important.
I mean, I've experimented with it. It's not really my thing.
So
to
Was
say.
it too big?
It was just. I felt like it was plastic.
listen,
I
okay,
didn't
so
feel that
So
human.
yeah, you got the $59.99.
Okay, so let me tell you something. So let me tell you.
It's plastic.
No, so let me tell
Yeah,
you.
you got the low
This-
shelf. You
This
got
is
the
the
low
thing.
shelf.
I've
dick.
always felt like I wasn't into penetration, right? But I also feel like it depends on who you with. But on top of that, warm the dick up first. So
Put it in the microwave?
No, not in the
No,
microwave.
you put a warm towel around it.
Yeah, so if you warm the dick up, if it's a good dick, you warm it up, and then it feels different versus. So if you're somebody who's
Can we
used to having
clarify to warm
actual
it up?
dick,
I don't want y'all
Yeah,
niggas
'cause
out here microwaving dicks and shit. Listen, all you need is a hot towel, wrap it around your dick for a little bit, and then it'll give it more
and
of
it gives
a...
it more real
Because
feel.
you know, our skin, you feel your skin, there's a heat to it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it'll give it more of a real feel.
So
You
if your
just-
woman is you and she's had real dick before, then that also could be that could play a difference in it. So she's like, wait, this feels different. I know
Yeah, I
it's
hate
different.
women who have had real dick. That shit be
Oh
like...
no!
Why?
So
they
let's
be
talk
like-
about that.
they be like,
Actually, let's talk about that. So you've been with women who have been with men before,
Yeah.
and what's the difference between that and being with a woman who's only been with women?
Yeah, I'm very.
Women who have been with men before take dick way better. Because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Women who are like real lesbians, usually I
Why do you
feel...
use the term real lesbian?
Because
They're not
they're
switching.
down low women who have real relationship with other women and sex and don't consider themselves lesbians.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So people who actually embrace that and identify that, I consider those real lesbians.
Okay.
But having sex with them, I usually get a smaller dick because
You gotta have a start off dick.
it's not really about penetration. for
What
them.
range would you say is a starter dick? Are we talking 5 inches, 8
Yeah,
inches?
nothing over
I
5.
need to know.
Because really the you know what I'm saying, the G spot is like 4 inches inside the vagina. So you don't even need much for
We're having sex ed.
yeah, you don't even need a
Forgot
lot
my
of dick to
Is that
for
why
an
the
orgasm.
fingers work?
That's why you curve it. You curve it.
Not
in
with
there.
these nails.
No, I don't. Not with these nails, guys. I'm not sticking my fingers in anything.
Thank you.
So here's my question.
Thank you, I
we
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it.
Simply disrespecting with the nails, like, yo.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. They're cute.
I like
I'm
that shit.
sorry.
No, so have all 3 of you guys done penetration? I mean, have gotten penetrated before?
Oh no, that's not what I. Is that what I've been saying? That's not what I was saying.
Asking,
That was.
She's saying, no, I'm doing the
Oh
penetration.
yeah. I said I had the dick. I thought I tried to make that real clear.
So you would never be penetrated? Is that not in your wheelhouse?
I've had finger penetration.
But not an actual penis?
Nah,
It's just, it doesn't
not,
interest you.
not an actual penis, but what if you're with your woman?
Next question. What else you want?
What else you got on? There are two-sided
Cut that shit out.
Why is it? She's like, can we ring Miss Bell?
Bell, like.
But here, can I ask a question? Why? Because the reason why I ask is because
D-Rad think he in school right
I
now.
know.
I'm about to learn and take some notes on it. Okay, because you use the term real lesbian, which is very interesting. But then when we talk about penetration, it's like that's something that's like almost that's something I can't do. But I wonder why. Why is that?
A lot of it I do, to be honest, it is a mental thing for me.
Okay.
It's I'm used to being more dominant. So it's a whole new mental concept, emotional concept for me to be penetrated.
So do you think that you haven't met the right woman to open you up emotionally? Because
Very
when
good
you're with
question.
when you're with some people, you open up to levels you never thought you could open up to. And then they also have the double-sided one, so you ain't gotta let her just work you.
Right.
It could be a
What I'm
working
saying
each
is,
other.
I hope that I don't meet the right woman because
snap.
She said she don't want it.
Interest you.
She said she don't want it. Let her live her life.
And so then here's the reason why I asked this is because, like, for me, for example, right? I'm a top.
Right.
I've
Okay.
tried to bottom before. It's
And it
not
wasn't
up.
you.
It's not for me. And here's the reason why it's not for me. It's so invasive to have something go inside your body, and I don't like being
It's
that
a
out of
different
control.
experience.
So when a person say you meet the right person or something like that, the right person would never. That wouldn't compliment me because that's
Right.
not what I like.
That's not the- it's a
Now,
control thing.
and I have been with
Okay.
a female. Who was a STEM, because I love me a good STEM.
When
And
you say STEM,
they were basically a tomboy.
Okay,
Basically
okay.
a tomboy. And penetration was on the table, right? Because because of how much it aroused her, because I'm such a dominant person, and it really aroused her to like, I don't want to say demasculate, but just kind of like dominate. And the amount it aroused her made me just at least think about it. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with you to a certain point. But
did you
it
go
takes a lot
through
to
with
get there.
it?
No.
Okay.
But look,
We didn't make it
so
that far.
baby, I'm sorry. But before my girlfriend, I wasn't really into penetration. Like I'd be like, I don't like penetration, and I would tell people I'm a real lesbian. Like to get there, I'm like, get over it, right? But my girlfriend now, with her, it's a completely different experience.
And do you feel like it's because of the emotional connection and trust that you have with
Yeah.
her? Okay.
That's what it is. When somebody's penetrating your body.
It's completely different. Yeah.
When somebody, you have to think at the end of the day, something, no matter if you're lesbian, gay, straight, whatever, if something is going inside of your body, you're letting a foreign object come inside of you. I mean, because that's what it is to your body.
It's true.
Right? To come inside of you on
But
a,
it make
on a
you
s-
feel good.
It only makes you feel good if you want it to feel good, right?
Yeah, if you're too scared, if your mind is closed off to it,
Yeah.
I'll be thinking and I'll be like, oh, it's
But
too
that's
many
why
things.
it's such a significant experience. And I think, I got into a debate with one of my male friends who's straight, and he was like, my dick is just as valuable as your pussy. And I'm like, I'm not saying that it's not, but it is different that I'm allowing something or someone to enter me
Absolutely.
versus
I agree with
someone
that.
doing the entering. It's a different level of
Exposed.
generosity.
Which is why, but then you can flip that coin and I've heard over the years a lot where women have felt at a disadvantage when they've been sexually active because people will look down on them for that
Correct.
very reason.
Now here's what I want to say to this, right? Now, I do not believe in stereotypes, but I do think that there is a different set of criteria to let someone enter you versus you being entered. I'm not saying woman or man. That has nothing to do with
Just in
gender.
general.
It's about position, about your
sure.
sexual position, right? There's a difference because it takes a level of you have to relax. You have to be in a certain space to allow a foreign object to come inside of your body, to receive that in a way that's pleasurable to you and the partner. So you are held to a higher standard because you hold the power in that position. No matter if you're a gay man who's a bottom, no matter if you're a lesbian who takes, you know what I mean, or you're a straight woman, you hold the power because without you, right, the situation can't happen. You have to be relaxed. So you are held with higher criteria because of the natural position you hold in
Well, I'm
sex.
glad we fucking cleared that
Ooh,
up. Because
that
I
was
was
deep.
stressed
So,
out.
Michael,
But it's true. Yeah, hi,
I
Michaela.
like the power.
We see.
That's-
Where's your
I
fan
like
at?
that.
Wait, so you're a bottom or
I'm verse,
Switch, okay.
but
he's in a long-term loving relationship.
Yes.
which
We all
which
strive
makes
to
you
be there.
kind of
Yeah.
have to
And be open,
verse
yeah.
till you do
That's why
whatever.
I'm scared to get into a relationship, a long-term relationship with a guy, honestly.
Really? Because you feel like you're going to be pressured to,
Let me get
to
some
take
of
the
that,
penetration.
yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Do you feel like that's something you've known for a while, or did you just come to that conclusion right now?
Right when I was just thinking about that because I've been very hesitant, and that's one of the reasons why I was when me and the girl had gotten to, but it was some other things that factor where I was kind of like. Because then it got real. Because I really believe that that's something very significant, and I hold that very significant,
Yeah.
right? It's one thing to be like, arch your back and do this and do that. It's another thing somebody be like to tell you to arch your back. You like, what?
arch my back don't arch. My shit don't arch.
Baby, I'm
You
learning.
better go take some yoga classes.
Baby, I'm learning.
So moving on to our next topic, we were talking about this earlier. Why is it acceptable for women to touch other women and for gay men to touch other women? I just actually brought it up because I wanted to touch her.
So-
But anyway, we were talking about that earlier, and
We're gonna let you start because
Yeah.
you're kind of quiet, Michael.
No, I've just been kind of taking it in, because I'm learning it, but you don't want to say things out of
Contact.
yeah.
so do you be touching on your
So
female
here's
friends,
my perspective
grabbing their
on
booties?
it.
Because you're gay, right?
Yeah, my straight female friends, I'll say it this way: straight females who I don't really know very well will get upset with me because I don't grab on them. Like I'm
Right.
like, what do you? If I was a straight dude, you'd be like, don't.
Back.
Stranger danger.
But like
Stranger danger.
because you find out that I like men,
Right.
you take off all your clothes and you're like, what do you think about my tits like that? And I'm like, can you get those things out of my face?
Right.
Just because I don't want them don't mean you need to put them in my face.
Right.
And I feel some kind of way about it. You know,
What
like
type of way? What would you say?
I think that it is an invasion of my privacy to think
To be put in that position
to be put
in
in
the
that
first
position,
place.
and then I think that it is a stereotype to think that
Yeah,
I'm
it is a
okay
big
with it.
stereotype.
Right.
They're using you. They view you as a commodity.
And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you my GBF.
You know what? I didn't
Let me
even
show
think about
you.
it.
You know,
Yeah, because
it's like.
consent goes both ways.
It
Right,
absolutely
but no
does.
one
Yeah.
thinks that.
Nobody thinks about
Nobody's
that.
thinking
Consent
like,
is a
oh,
two-way
I'm not
street, yeah.
consenting to you
Yeah.
putting your tit to my face.
Right, like,
Right, that's like Harvey Weinstein
trying
whipping out his dick, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he whipped out his dick!" Like, why? And like,
Yeah.
but you can whip out your tit. Like, it goes.
Right.
both
I've
ways.
had
Both
girls
ways.
that are like, oh, he likes guys, so let me show him this strip that I shake, and I'm like,
I don't want to see
I don't need to see all of that. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't need
Yeah.
to see all that. But
But that's why they do it, because you don't care.
Because
And,
they're
and
like,
it's like you want what you can't have. It's
Yeah.
not like mental stimulation of the chase.
and I'm like, can you
But
stop?
I don't know if you want to share the story. Okay, can you
I'll
share the story?
So I have a friend, well, we don't really talk now, but there was a friend I had in college, and he called me his wife. So he used to like kiss on me, grab my butt, all these things.
Were
He
you
was
guys
a
ever
gay man.
intimate?
No, hell
Oh,
no.
he was a gay man.
Okay, so I thought he was a gay man. He presented as a gay man. He never said anything that he wasn't a
Did
gay
y'all
man.
have that conversation beforehand, or did you just assume?
Well, everybody knew he had a boyfriend.
Got you.
So,
Okay.
so he presented as a gay man, and he started calling me his wife. He started hugging me and doing all these things. Then later on, it got to the point where like he started asking me to come to his room, like, oh, let's go play video games. Let's do this at like 11 o'clock at night. So I'm like, my nigga, we'll catch up later, you know?
Right.
And then they were like, no. So I was like, no, he's bisexual. So then I found out he really was bisexual, and I felt some type of way because I felt like, you're touching on me. You get off on this. You get a boner off me too, so that's not okay. Like, that's invasive to me.
Okay.
So
But
had he been just gay, you
I
wouldn't have found it.
I would have been okay.
You would have been
Okay.
okay.
Now, can I ask you why?
the difference.
Be honest, yeah.
The difference to
Let's
me is
be honest.
just like, all right, so if I have female friends too, because if it goes to female friends, if I have a straight female friend, like my best friend, she's straight, right? If I have a straight female friend, I lay on her and I'm touching her, I know she's not in her mind trying to do anything to me. I know she's not gonna try to take advantage of it. I know she's not gonna try to do like slide anything past me. Because I'm a touchy person, right? So if I wanna watch a movie and hang out and I'm just like this on my friend and I know she's straight, I'm not thinking, oh, I gotta watch my back, I gotta be careful. I'm not feeling like I need to create a space.
Right.
So it's the same thing with a gay man. If I know he's gay, I'm not creating a space from him, like trying to be like, okay, let me make sure I understand, because people, you never know what their intentions are.
Right.
And we can be friends, but if you like me, or if you kind of like me, or if you happen to get drunk just because you're sexual,
Right. Now you're putting me in a
you might be trying to do
situation
something.
So can I ask a question? Could that be more so not a person's sexual appetite, but the person's morals, right? So, and the reason why I say that is because what it sounds like you're talking about is that you don't know if a person can have a predatorial state or predatorial mind, you know what I mean, or get aroused, or whatever. And that's more about the person than their sexual orientation, right? And the reason why I say that is because I had a friend, it was almost a similar situation, not exactly, but she took initiative to get undressed in my room and, do these things like that. And then through natural conversation, I just told her, this girl I like, she was like, you're bisexual, and she felt some type of way. Right. And it was just like, so there should not be a difference no matter what I like. I'm a human and you're a human. And if you do not feel comfortable, you should not feel comfortable because of somebody's sexual orientation. It's about the person, right? So if I'm kissing on you, because I'm just naturally a touchy-feely person, I'm that type of way with my friends. That doesn't necessarily mean I want to have sex with you. But that's because of my morals.
I have to play devil's advocate and say that, I have friends who are straight males that I would think, oh, this person does have a very high moral compass. However, when that testosterone starts pumping through their veins, that moral compass is compromised. Everything is compromised.
But that
I'm not dealing with the same person anymore.
Right. And
so
because I feel like, and if you go by that logic, I should be okay with straight women. Oh, they're comfortable with me.
No. So what I'm saying is basically like, you should judge the person based off their character, their morals, and their ethics, not their sexual preference. But do you think that their ethics
and character and morals are not compromised by hormones?
We're not necessarily. I don't think you're necessarily judging them for that. It's like, because judgment-wise, I'm fine. It's also if I'm dating someone or whatever. If there's a straight man, you're gonna be checking me out. We can be like I have a straight best friend. That he is my best friend. Love him to death. I am not going to just get naked in front of him because he's still going to check me out, and that's the problem. Him checking me out is the problem
because that testosterone is going to lead him to make irrational comments, choices, and it changes the whole vibe of the friendship.
He doesn't even have to say anything about it.
I'm gonna tell you why this is the issue. Because feminine presenting women are teasers a lot. It's like a tease thing. Like they like that flirtatiousness without any substance to it. You feel me? Like, so it's all good when it's like nobody that really cares because they like to be flirtatious and teasing. Oh, my titties, until it's like, yeah, oh, your titties. What's up? Then it's like, oh,
and then
oh my
like,
God, you're weird. Oh, you're being weird right now. Like,
wow.
You know what?
I didn't want this.
It's not even the being weird. I think we have an over-sexualized society.
We do.
So women think that it's okay to be over-sexualized until it comes to being sexy. Because we're also taught, like we have the slut walks, we have all these things. It's like you can be as slutty or as whatever you want to be, but it doesn't give the person the right to touch you.
Yeah.
So we have this like,
it's a difference between
so that's cool, but then you have to have it's boundaries.
Yeah.
So now both
and
sides
how do you
have to pay a
articulate
boundary.
those?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta.
For sure.
It's a boundary
I
on both
think if
sides.
you can just eliminate complication at whatever effort that takes, it makes life easier.
And film presenting women get away with sexual harassment all the time.
Would you agree with that?
Look at this.
Yeah.
Like,
but she likes it.
Like, but see, well, how do you know?
Yes.
Oh, You're right.
Well, here's the thing.
Do you?
Well, how do you? I do. But you didn't know that.
You're right. I'm sorry.
There's touch-sensitive people.
Can I ask you a question? Do you maybe think, because I always think across the board in big scope, I don't necessarily think it's feminine women. I think it's femininity. Like I think I don't think it's like men versus women. I don't see life in that spectrum.
True.
I see life in versus masculine and feminine, and it's a spectrum, right? And the more closer you are to the feminine end of the spectrum, the more you're allowed to get away with.
Because it comes off as less threatening.
Correct.
Feminine
Because
energy.
we always talk about this toxic toxic masculinity, but there's also such thing as called toxic femininity.
Yes,
right?
and that's what that
That's the
is.
thing that we in our society we don't try to
We're not
talk
saying
about.
that you're a toxic.
And I'm not saying y'all gotta stop touching me, but what I'm saying is, in society.
Yes,
You know
and so
what I'm
the
saying?
more feminine you are, the more people allow you to get away with stuff. Meaning, like for me, when people, because sometimes I can be very zealous and very bubbly and oh my
Yeah.
God, and let's do this. And people are so less threatening. But as soon as I come into a boardroom and I'm like, okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
Right? And
Then
then
they're
people are
like,
like, whoa, now what's
Yeah.
going on? You know?
This isn't who we spoke with on the phone.
Exactly. And so
Right.
masculinity right now in the day and age that we're in has such a bad rep, right? And I don't
Well, it's because
understand
of
it.
the Harvey Weinsteins
I
and the
agree.
people who
Yes.
have taken advantage of that.
It's weird because
You
it
know?
does have a bad rep, but you know what? We'd be the first ones to get, like, in society, you get so mad when they have these masculine men doing anything other than what they perceive as masculine. Like when they give Jaden Smith all the hell he gets because they're like, oh, he's a boy and he's supposed to be this, but he's dressing this way, and he's a
Right.
man, he's supposed to be this. And it's like, we are so threatened by masculinity, but then we have this definition of what it has to be. And if they don't meet this standard,
Right.
we give them
Correct.
Yeah.
hell about
We
it.
want
It's
you
a
to stay
lot.
in this corner and we want to point at you.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, let me come out the corner. Nope, you better stay in that corner and we're going to point at you.
Exactly.
And I
You're
think-
gonna be who I say you're gonna be when I say you're gonna be it.
And I think that masculine and feminine, I agree that it is a broad spectrum, but the society that we live in almost forces you to feel like it's a tightrope.
Exactly.
And you're like,
Ooh, there we
oh, I can't, because my whole life, like I think that for myself, there's a duality.
Yeah.
That there is masculine energy and there's feminine energy
We all have
And
it.
everybody.
that come into play depending on whatever the situation is. But when I have in the entertainment industry and they're like, oh, we want a gay person to play this role, and then you come in and you're more hetero.
You're not as gay as they
and
had
they're like,
planned for you
what?
to be.
We want? Can you like turn it up? Turn
Yeah.
it up. I'm like,
But it's
that's
the
not
same
who
thing
I-
with when they're casting for like a black person, I feel like. Sometimes I go
Yeah.
into auditions and they're like, can you have a little more attitude
You gotta be like,
with that?
and Byron.
And I'm like, we're talking about guacamole. Why would I have an attitude?
Why- yeah, like-
this is a guacamole commercial.
Yeah.
How you want me to dip the chip? Like,
It's in
agree with you.
relationships too,
I agree
though.
with you
And I think
100%.
and I think
for
that
men,
it
it's much harder.
could be a stressful life if you cared about that shit. Like if you bought into it the way that we're conditioned to buy into
Right.
it. Where you're like, oh, I got to be either this or this, and I'm like, well, I'm both. Like, can I just?
And
be-
that,
No, I get that
I
too
feel that
because
way.
especially like
And the lesbian
being expected to be a certain way because I'm more masculine presenting in relationships. Like I can't even have a little bit of femininity or else I'm not a stud. Or I'm
Right.
not. Then they start calling me stems and all this other like soft studs and just disrespecting motherfuckers.
what's a
like,
soft stud?
Oh,
Soft
we
stud.
got titles for everything.
I'm gonna
but-
actually, that is a perfect transition into our next topic, you guys. We're gonna go over some terminology, and I wanna see who can like identify what this terminology means. So here's how it's gonna go, okay? So I'm gonna say the term, and if you think you know what it is, raise your hand real quick,
Okay.
and then we'll see if you can get it right, okay? So you guys can play along at home.
I want to see if they gonna know.
So the first one is gold star.
Oh.
I think you got it first. How do you, what is that?
When you haven't had sex with someone of the opposite sex. So like for a woman, if we haven't had sex with a guy, and then usually I think for a guy, he hasn't had sex with a woman or hasn't had, you know.
They say, so the
penetration,
definition online is a lesbian who's never had sex with a man. Note, some people find this term offensive because it creates a hierarchy that automatically devalues
does.
bisexual people.
It does.
Do you
It
guys agree with
does.
that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it
1000%.
evaluates people who are just, not bisexual as well because you have had that relationship prior before you
Right.
even came all the way out and you're not bisexual, you just
You want to know how I
experienced
know
that
that
before.
you are a
term? That's
child.
in the mainstream media. That has really crossed over into that terminology,
Yeah.
and they use it so loosely. And I think that is such an offensive.
It's fucked up.
When you're,
I
when
had a
you're-
woman ask me, I was like, bitch, are you
when
a
you
gold star?
when you're a woman, when you're anyone, we're raised in a heterosexual society.
Right.
So you are going to have a heterosexual experience at one point or another in your life. It might not have gone all the way to
Absolutely.
penetration, but
Absolutely.
sometimes you might have experienced that, and it could have been you were so confused about it because I remember I started humping girls and kissing girls in second grade.
Third.
Yeah.
So when you get
Pretty
to
much.
like 15 and you're confused, you might just have sex with the guy that you go to prom with. You don't know,
Because you feel like that's what is expected,
and then
that's
after that,
just
you
the
might be
way
like,
it
you know what?
goes.
I know for sure this is not for me. She not bisexual.
Yeah, she not
She just
bisexual.
happened to have penetration that
Exactly.
one time, and that goes.
And now she
shit
can't be a
crazy.
ghost dog
Because
did it.
my
You know what
my
I'm saying?
sexual journey is mine, and it
Right.
means
And it's
m-
evolving.
Yeah, like
your
it's
taste buds.
So you can't say, oh,
Like your taste
you've had sex with dudes, so you're less of a lesbian.
Yeah. I
Be-
mean, the longer I'm around, the longer I live this life, I've started to really, truly feel like the purpose of our spiritual beings being in this physical body is to experience the spirituality and physicality of other beings. And so it's like, who are we to put labels on that and to put ourselves in a box, you know?
Facts.
But, you know, society's got to somehow keep track and figure out how to sell us things and market to us. So they're like, oh, we can't keep up.
And let me just say from a marketing standpoint, because I do have my background is in marketing. I have my bachelor's in business, concentration in marketing. For stuff to be to marketable, you have to be able to package it.
Right.
To package something, it has to be able to fit in the
Categorize,
box.
right?
It has to be able to categorize. So I understand labels. I understand that stuff. It's needed in business. It's needed to keep society functioning and stuff like that. But it does not have to overpower and take over everything as
Right.
we have did in society.
It's not needed in humanity.
I agree.
It's
And how do we
needed in
separate
business,
them?
But
Yeah.
not in humanity.
So,
You
okay,
already
all
with somebody, girl.
profound with her
Don't let all this
glasses
get you. You
on.
already got somebody.
So everybody has glasses except for us.
You're missing
Anyway,
No better
so the
fucking
next term,
out. Bad eyesight.
U-Haul. Okay, we're good.
U-Haul is women are very emotional, and sometimes when you get into a lesbian relationship, you fall in love right away, and y'all move in right away. You pack your shit and you move in.
Oh,
with that
U-Haul.
Yes,
Like
U-Haul.
Like you hauled all
person.
your shit over
You
there.
all your
When
shit over
queer
there.
women become emotionally invested in a relationship very quickly, that is...
I didn't know there was a
What's the
name.
opposite of that?
Single.
I've known lesbians who have met within 3 days, moved in with each other.
Yep.
I've known women who've gotten domestic partnerships within 2 weeks.
Yep.
We had a conversation
Is
on.
it because rent is high?
Now that would be the economically that would make sense.
So we had a
Yes.
conversation on the Les Factor about this, and I was like, we have people who are hobosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is it?
a hobosexual.
Oh, that's
They some shit
real.
we
I
made.
know
need a
so
place to
many
stay.
homosexuals.
What's a homosexual?
You don't
you
have a place to
homeless?
go. You homeless. You a hobo.
And
So
so you
now all of a
hop
sudden,
from-
this is the sexual relationship that's giving you a home. So you
You
homosexual.
love this woman because she got a spot. Oh, girl, you everything.
How do
to
you
me.
watch out for them?
There are lots of red flags and signs
happened to
that
me
we
a
will
couple times.
post in the description.
Well, I'll let you know if you with somebody and they always got a backpack, they don't have nowhere to go.
True that.
Let me say something
They
about
homeless. They
that.
homeless if they always got a backpack. Trust me, I know these
Let
things.
me say something about that. I was in West Hollywood.
I say I'm a homosexual.
Hell no. I like having my own
I'm delivered
spot.
from that.
She's been
delivered.
saved.
Been delivered.
But I was in West Hollywood one night, and there was this guy who approached me, and he was like, "Hey, I'm feeling you about, like." Trying to whisper in my ear,
Yeah,
like, man, let's go back to your place. Let's go back to your place. And I was like, I'm sitting down, and he's trying to grab my ass in
Under
a
the
seated
seat?
position.
Wow.
And I was like, what is going on right now?
that.
And he was like, let's go back to your place. And I was like, why? What's your name first?
Right. Oh.
Secondly, I'm not just gonna take anybody back. Let's go to your place then. He
Right.
said, well, my place is being
Renovated.
renovated.
Fumigated.
And I was like, you got a big backpack right now. And I was like,
All
what,
this shit in there.
why is it so full? Like, it's 11:30.
whole life is in
it's
that bitch.
11:30, 12 o'clock at night. What's going on? Oh, I came here from the library, and I was like,
You've been studying?
The
So he
library.
would be considered a homosexual.
yeah, and then
Only hobos
I
go
was
to the
like,
library,
go to the
first
club
of
all
all.
the
And I was like, I'm good. And he went on about his business. 5 people came up to me in the 30 minutes after that and was like, did he try to go to your house? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, that's what he does. We don't know if he has any place to stay. He just he hooks up with people so he can have a place to stay.
Listen, my daddy told me, always
more
have your
sad than
own
anything.
shit.
really is.
My dad said when you get with somebody, make sure they move into your spot or whatever it is, because at the end of the day, you gotta have your own shit. No, what I'm saying is like when you get with somebody, y'all either get it together or you get it, it's yours already.
Right.
You don't move in with somebody else, because a lot of people sometimes, if we do start dating and then you move in and then maybe we break up and I leave and then I feel like I don't have anywhere to go or however it starts off for you, people tend to bounce around and they don't have something that's theirs that they can call their own.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure you establish yourself.
The fucked up thing about U-Haul Lesbian is that it is actually a very good economical move because women are paid less on the dollar.
Yeah.
So at the end of the
That
day,
is a very
us
good point.
combining our resources would
Yeah.
make more sense.
Yeah.
But it gets complicated
It's
if
more
you
about
don't-
emotions and then money.
And then if you don't really know someone, I mean, okay, so I'm gonna ask y'all, what is the shortest time that you knew someone before moving in with them?
Moving in?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never done it. Oh,
Well, you're not
The
a
men don't.
lesbian,
The men
so-
don't do that.
They don't do that. Okay, the shortest time I let somebody come stay with me, we weren't together sexually. I met her, I think she moved in the next weekend, but she literally didn't have a place to go and she was like
So
about
she
to
was
go
a
stay.
homosexual?
She was about to go stay with some guys, a group of guys, and I just felt like that wasn't safe. So I let her
Right.
stay with me. But relationship wise, I had a girlfriend move in with me after 3 months.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
That's, you know, for a
Was it
lesbian,
because
you're
rent
doing all right.
was high?
No, not
Or was
for
it an
me.
emotional thing?
She had just moved to LA, and I think that it was
That's another thing
convenient.
they be.
She was a homosexual.
Homosexuals
That's what it sounds
always,
like.
homosexuals
call it. It is
always
what it
just
is.
got in
We
the
gonna
city.
keep it
Oh,
real.
I'm out here.
I've
Yeah.
only been here
Yeah.
6 years.
When
I've
she
only
moved-
been here
to
6 years.
expect.
Yeah,
When she
like-
moved to LA, she was roommating with someone else, and then it quickly went from her roommating with that person to living with me.
Yeah.
Okay, next term. Pillow princess.
My favorite. A lot of people don't like pillow princesses. These are women who just lay on the pillow and they don't do any work sexually.
Someone who enjoys the
Receives.
receiving role of sex but doesn't like to give, sometimes considered a derogatory term.
I was a pillow princess for 4 years.
And then what happened? How did you
Were
go
you
to
bored?
therapy? What?
Huh?
Were you?
No, I think that, so this was me struggling with being a lesbian. So in my mind, if I didn't eat the pussy, I wasn't gay.
I've been with them.
So it took me a while. So the girl I was with for the first, because my relationship lasted about 7 years on and off with this woman. And the 4th year into our relationship, I was like, you know what? I really want to do it. And the first time, I tried like maybe 3 years in, I was about to try, and then I just got scared.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
First
and
of
I
all,
backed
she
back.
must have
Don't be
really loved your
scared.
ass, because after 4 days, if you ain't gone down on me, I'm out.
No, but the first time I did it, I was like trying to be
Feminine
great.
women don't have as much patience when it comes to sex. Like masculine presenting women, I feel like we might have.
Oh no, my mom was, she was feminine presenting as well.
Really?
She was.
There's for
And she's calling you now.
I know.
Probably.
First of all, don't be. No, but I don't mind a pillow princess. I mean, I kind of like. It's like a playground. I could play by myself sometimes. Like that's cool. Like you know what I mean. I get to explore your body and find out what you really like because it's just spotlight on me.
The phones are ringing off the hook
I know,
for
I know.
her.
Yeah.
People want
I
to
know,
know
right?
how they
Like-
can reach her, how they can slide into
for
her
men, they
DMs.
call that. I've heard that term. I've heard that term be. I mean, the definition be used for called a starfish.
Okay.
What's that?
For,
I haven't heard that one. Guys that just lay on their back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or,
Oh,
on the
I
stomach,
see.
Like a
Yeah,
starfish.
I've dealt
I
with
get
that
it.
as well.
I get that.
You've dealt with that as
I'm
well?
bisexual, and yes, I have dealt with men who
just lay
literally-
there?
and I have
Want
to
you on
do
top?
everything.
Yeah,
and
because
it's
starfish
you
for
know,
men.
and every now and then I'm cool with it, but sometimes I want to be like dominated and ravished, you
Right.
know. But because I feel like because I'm a very like physically. I come off very physically strong, like some sort of fantasy for them or something, for me to like dominate them, and I'm like, that's cool every now and then, but
Yeah.
you know, sometimes I want to
didn't know
get
that existed.
dominated
But
too.
you have a background.
Yes, I
got
was
a
a dominatrix, actually.
Which you talked about on the show. I'm not airing around. We talked about
Yeah,
this.
we
Okay,
talked
okay,
about it
okay.
on the show. I was a dominatrix, but it was because rent is high.
Rent is high as fuck.
I want to
Can you
try
tell
that.
me how to get into
I want
this?
to. Listen,
I got you, girl. We'll set you up
Yeah.
a profile.
That's a good paying job.
It is.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's a woman at my old
I
building,
wanna
she
try
was,
it.
and she used to be in like Europe and all these places because they would fly her different places
Yeah,
to do
it's
these
a
things. And she'd be having
business.
bankroll in her. I'm like,
It's a
you a hoe? Like, what you do?
No, you don't even have to take
I
your
know.
clothes
I
off.
know. I found out because I had a conversation
Yeah.
with her about it.
I
was
wouldn't need them
like,
to take
wow.
their clothes off, but I want to try that. I just
You want me
want
to
that's
put my
one
heels
of
in your back?
Like,
So we'll set up a time.
yeah, I want the like just a, you know like
I'ma
like,
give you
this ain't we ain't
50%
going
off.
You
out.
said why? Gotta
Just a
be
little,
so like.
just a little flick. What you're not about to do, you ain't about to whip my back like no slave. We ain't going
Right,
that far
right,
with
right.
it. But a little
Well, then
like,
what are we here for?
you know, like a little little pat on the butt cheeks, a little, you know, do a little something.
She a little scared of you now. She don't want it now. She's like, don't touch me no more.
Listen, in
She
my
said, if there's no blood, we're not doing it.
in my real relationships though, I'm not into that. It was more of a like a exploration, like of a fantasy, and it was.
Why did you stop?
And it was a job. I stopped because
Do you like being choked?
I do actually. How did you know?
I do too.
Anyway,
I like choking.
You like choking?
I do. I don't like being choked on.
You ain't had the
see
right
you-
one.
you
Let
know
me
who
grab-
you reminded
He
me
don't
of
like.
when
He
you
don't like losing no power.
What's that? No, I feel you on that
But-
one,
He don't
though.
like losing no power.
But at the same time, he said that the reception is the power. So
Yeah.
if you want the
So
power,
People are calling for you now.
yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Right? I'm like, what?
You guys, can you wait till after the show?
God.
Right.
No, but here's one thing that I will say. This is like real TMI. Okay, so, and I did not get clear. One time I did this, and the other time I did it, and I didn't clarification. Spit.
On people?
In the mouth or what?
And yes.
On the mouth?
Yeah, yes.
Do you
That
spit on
happened.
somebody's mouth?
Yeah, no,
I-
this is a real thing. People do this, and it happened to me, and I was just like,
Wait.
you need to ask. Like,
I didn't listen. listen.
you gotta see if somebody is into that, bro.
Okay.
Like, this is a whole
That's
movie.
when my
Like,
stomach
come on.
turned.
Yes.
That's when my stomach
What?
turned.
I am very nasty. I can get very like
You know what you remind me of?
nasty.
Kind of Terrence Howard.
I get that so much.
Like,
yeah.
when you said you like to choke people, I was like,
Yeah,
the
I
way
get
you
very.
said
I
it.
get
You
very.
picture Lucius lying.
I
It's how-
So what happened
I
when you
did.
didn't get the consent? I have to know because I was totally.
So I thought it was something. The first person who showed it to me, I thought this was like really kinky, and you know.
Yeah.
And so the second person, like, they like to get real nasty and kinky, and I didn't know when a person say that you're supposed to clarify. So I just assumed.
Safe word or
assumed.
something.
And so I was
everything
like-
was on the table.
That's what I thought.
you
Right?
freaky?
So they were
Okay,
on
that's
the
what I
bed, and I was on top of them.
We about to go in.
They're like, spicy mangoes,
Oh, you about
spicy
to-
mangoes.
It was bad.
safe
It was so bad. And so I was like doing it, and he was like, get in there. And I'm like, yes. And I just, some
He was like,
and he smacked the shit out of me so hard.
should.
yeah, like,
The
bro,
bed.
you supposed to ask, bro. What the fuck is this?
I would have slapped
He
you
was
too.
like, what the fuck? And so then I was just like, oh, is that not what you? And he was
No.
like, hell no, that's not
Yeah.
what I was like, oh, my
And you
bad.
know what? That go for squirting too for me. If your pussy do that, let me know up front. Don't be coming out with no pussy tricks that I don't know nothing about. That's some new shit. Grandma pussy was not squirting. Squirting is a new thing. Like that is
How do you know Grandma wasn't
Because she
squirting?
would have told us about it. Like that was she didn't say shit about it. Grandma would have told us about
She
it.
back in my day.
Yeah,
listen.
she would have said that would have been a whole different talk. But we never got that.
I guess
talk.
I get that.
Why were you looking at me like that when I was?
Why
Listen,
you a squirter?
Listen, so my stomach turned.
She's talking
You
about.
said the
She
spit thing.
said, she said,
My grandma just texted me right after you said that. I swear to God, I was like, oh, is she watching?
Grandma was like, it did squirt.
She really just texted me. I'm not even gonna open the message.
It did squirt.
Baby.
master
Okay.
class from grandma.
We have time for one more, you guys. Let's see, which one do we want to use? I want it to be something juicy, no pun intended. Chapstick lesbian.
What?
Chapstick?
Okay, I'm
Can I
gonna
take a
take
guess?
it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you take a guess because I don't know either.
Take a guess.
A chapstick lesbian is a lesbian who is dry and not wet.
Can I take a guess too?
Yeah,
go
she
ahead.
would not
I
even be
think
allowed
I
at the
think
parade.
it's more of like the studdish. I think it's more of like the studdish lesbian because I know they got the lipstick lesbians who are like we put lipstick and stuff on. So I'm thinking the chapstick is more of like the studdish.
Like the TV
Yes.
show, like the show we on. Damn.
So,
duh.
Oh, damn. Full circle, lipstick color. Okay, I see.
So chapstick lesbian is a lesbian who presents somewhere between masculine and feminine, often dressing in comfortable or sensible clothing, also known as a soft bitch.
see.
I know. I was talking about your clothing being sensible.
I think I would.
What's a soft butch versus a stud?
Like me, like there's.
let you go
I'm
ahead and go into
considered more of a softer tone of masculine presenting because I just carry myself. It's
You got a little swag. about
yeah,
you.
right. But some women are more harder and play into like toxic masculinity or just hard.
They
Face tag.
Why is that acceptable for women? I know we still don't have things, but
Yeah.
why is that acceptable for lesbians to play into that toxic
It's not.
masculinity?
It's not acceptable, but it was the first, I think,
Example?
example
Yeah.
of
what of
being
stuff
masculine.
because they
it
feel
was like a revolt.
This
it was
is the
like
thing they didn't know. I feel like some lesbians.
Revolt.
Yeah.
First off, in a lot of our lives, people don't come from a two-family household.
Right.
So a lot of people have this idea of what the male is, and they don't really know. So I feel like stud women, in order to be like, you know what, I am the masculine person, they had to have this over masculine to
compensate,
compensate
yeah.
and cover up for their femininity.
What am I? Yeah.
And I don't get it because at the end of the day, for me, I'm not. If that's what you do, that's fine. But for me, I'm a woman who loves women. So I want my woman to still understand that she has a vagina, that I love my woman. It doesn't have to be about the
And know how
penetrating
to
her. It doesn't have to be.
use
It doesn't have to be at the penetration or any of that. But I want her to understand that that femininity is what I'm attracted to. The fact that she is a woman, the fact that she has a uterus, the fact that we are, you know.
but then
that's
that's
ovaries.
kind of like making it again. What we talked about earlier is what is a woman.
Right.
So, right, that's
You know
what I'm
what I'm
asking. So
saying?
the
There's
term, could you say the term, yes, it's like for me, there's sometimes I'm attracted to masculinity, and there's sometimes I'm attracted to femininity.
I
that
totally
has no
relate to that.
gender,
Yeah.
right? Now, that's
the
why I can like a
energy.
feminine woman, but I can like a masculine woman at times. I can like a feminine man or a masculine man. There's times where my sexual appetite is looking for a feminine energy or a masculine energy, and that does not necessarily require gender to it.
I couldn't agree with you more, and I feel the same way, and I do consider myself pansexual for that reason. I'm attracted
Now, what is that?
to-
You told me that before.
Yeah,
What is
so
this?
basically, I am attracted to the soul, the energy, the vibe. It doesn't really matter to me whether it's comes in male or female form.
What's the difference between that and bisexual then?
It's
That
only
is
men.
a really
It's
good
a-
question.
I'm bisexual, but
well,
I
for
think
me,
the
it's
same
not
way.
necessarily about the sexual intimacy of it. It's about the connection and the emotional connection. So bisexual could be that I'm having sex with people from all genders, but the actual emotional involvement and connection for me is on a deeper level.
And
So maybe I can
pansexuals that, will date trans.
Right.
Yeah,
I would do
That's
that.
the biggest
haven't-
difference
That's
between
the biggest, because
bisexual
bi
and
is too like.
It's man or woman
man
has to be, but
Right.
if you're pan,
Pan is
you
like-
will
And I've
also
never
date a
dated.
trans.
Damn, I
trans,
just
but
learned
I'm
something new today.
I'm open to it. You
I
know,
am
I'm
too.
not
I've had
opposed.
sex with trans. I've had sex with a male to
I
female.
remember you
I have
telling
sex
us
with
that.
a female to male.
I have not had that
All
experience.
4 categories I've had sex with.
I don't think I have.
I'm equal
I'm joking.
opportunity.
What's the best sex you've had then? What for?
Female to male.
What? Really?
That was the best. That was the best because it was just the right amount of masculinity, but she threw it down like she'd been riding dick for days.
At what process in her transition was she?
She had her top, like she had her top.
I know what
removed.
you're-
So it was like you are having this enthrallment with a guy, and you're getting that amount of energy that I like. But it was, though I like having sex with men, nothing compares to what was naturally put of a vagina and a penis, a natural penis and vagina, right? That you can't compare to that. Everything else is good, but that's really great. And so to get the best of both worlds in that example was so awesome.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a great conversation and it was nice and juicy, and we don't want it to end either, but we have run out of time. So before we go, I just want to give everybody a chance to introduce themselves one more time so you can follow everyone on social media. I'm Tiffany Tony. You can follow me at Tiffany_Tony_TV. Go ahead.
And I'm D-Ran Anderson. You can follow me on all social media platforms at D-Ran Anderson, and buy my book, Colorful Confessions. From Healing and Heartbreak to Healing and Happiness is a self-help book.
Ooh.
I'm Miko_rounds.
Miko been waiting to do that all
just-
show.
Just rounds in the Instagram. Not all
Just
of
one
them.
round. Just one round.
Instagram.
And Instagram. I'm Shelly Shell, your favorite host in LA. You know what I'm saying? Follow me, Shelly Shell's IG, or follow Let's Talk Radio.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at official Mykel. That's official MYKELL.
And the bitch Belle doesn't have Instagram, but y'all know where to find her. Bye.